Magickal Family by Monica Crewson is my next review book for you guys. That's the cover for it. Now, I don't have my own little magical family, so why do I have it? I wanted to see what it was about, to be honest, and too personal, like, there's, one circle round, like, Starhawk is one of the authors in that. There's, like, 2-3 authors in that book. That's a good, to me, a helpful kind of book to help bring in a magical life into your family. Yeah, it's more goddess centered, but a lot of practitioners have that. Now, with this, it's divided into 2 parts, family magic and family Sabbath celebrations. Yeah, you can... The thing with me is she could have added more information. She could have added more activities or rituals or something. You can have examples, but when your example is 2 to 3 pages, yeah, it's her book. She can write whatever she wants. But as a reader, I was going, okay, when am I going... I was flipping to say, okay, what's the next piece of information that I can read? So, that was me going through the book, and by doing so, I could have missed 1 or 2 things by going, okay, yeah, this is what happened between your kid and this other kid, or you and your kids and whatever, and their interaction with gardening. Yeah, bring in your kids with gardening, have them help, which is one of the examples that she has to connect with Mother Earth, the goddess, and it's a nice way to teach the kids about it. But it doesn't have to be a 1.5-page experience of, this is what my kids said, this is what I said, this is what the kids said. You could, like, to me, she could have, yeah, it's nice to have that example, but she could have explained it a little better. Like, it's not an act in a play. She could have, like, condensed it down. So, after the table of contents, there's the contents of activities. So, if you're not flipping through the books to find the activities, there's the table of contents and the table of activities with which you could go to. There is, at each chapter, there's a notes page, and if you get a physical copy, pretty sure it's there. It's notes, lined paper. It's set up lined paper-wise. So, for me, again, I'm not a type of person who would write in their books. There are people who do, like pencil or pen. For me, I would more sticky note the page, or if I were to get the fuller sticky notes, I would likely write. But to me, writing in books, I can't. So, that's just me. So, again, back to the personal stories. She'll give her examples and all that, but they're almost overwhelmed by the personal story. And I just couldn't get over that. It's a good concept, and though I haven't been looking, this the she's trying too hard to connect is what I'm getting with the example she's trying. And again, I don't have the Magickal Family to fully go into this genre, and I'm pretty sure that there are better books. I have the Circle Round. I found it at a used bookstore. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I'll get it. So, but yeah, there's good ideas into it. So, I just skipped through her personal stories to get to that next piece of information, that next activity, the next ritual. There are sections that are just information, like about plants, like in the garden section about plants and food. It's more kitchen magic oriented. Like, she uses the general, like, pagan wording. So, like, us pagans and that. So, in a way, it could be, like, in a way that could be, like, more of a general kind of thing. So, she's more doing the green life almost, and she's kind of like pushing that more green lifestyle kind of thing. There is a Sabbath section starting with the Samhain, and for me it's more informative than personal, which is nice. And there's a one-page conclusion, so it has its points, but for me, I want more information and a little bit of yeah, you can have examples, but not when they're going on like 2-3 pages of trying to explain this one thing. So I could bear like the half-page kind of example. So yes, I know I'm repeating myself on that, but for me, she could have cut down on some of the pages or replaced those personal stories, like shortened them down and added more information, which would be nice. So yeah, it has its points of raising a magical family, like as the kids are growing, what's happening with them, or integrating them into the pagan practice and all that. So would I own a physical copy? No. Like, yeah, there are a few things I might pick out of it, so it's not a book to go, that's my source of magical family, magical raising of a family. For me, for some people it could be, but again, it has good points, but I was too bogged down by the 1.5 to 2 pages of personal stories. So yeah, it's nice to have. So it's more personable. You get that, okay, here's a real life example. But yeah, there's good points to it. So I'm just gonna end there so I'm not repeating myself. Happy readings.